brother wicked when I kill him. Like Skrillex when I step up in the building, they be screaming I'm a real one. Oh, Superman, more villain, one that'll leave your head hanging from the ceiling. I'm Escobar, you Phyllis, I'm next to par. You silly, it's bar for bar, like stripping. Can't stop the fox, I'm hot flies.
What is happening, everybody in this social media universe? We are the Space Dogs coming live to you.
Zoetic Productions live, and you are watching the Space Dogs. Yes, we are spaced out, and I just bleeped myself. Someone's like, go bleep yourself, or go fuck yourself. And I'm like, okay.
So that was not a technical difficulty. But anyway, on today's episode, we have none other than Dre Rage TV. Welcome to the studio, sir. What's up?
What's up? Hey, guys. I'm really excited for this. Been waiting all week for it.
Hell yeah.
Man, we're really excited for this, man.
We've been excited because we have a lot of questions. And can I just start? Can we just go?
Dude,
let's go.
Have at it. Let's go.
Everybody watching, hop on the comments and let us know what you think. We're going to be playing music, and we're going to be getting to know Dre Rage TV. Now,
like, share, subscribe, both Zoetic and Dre Rage TV right now as we get into it.
So, first, are you from the 801?
Yes, born and raised.
Okay, why haven't we seen you at shows?
So I haven't done shows for the last about 4 or 5 years. I've done one here and there, like at Metro Music Hall and stuff, but I've kind of let back just a little bit just from having kids. I have 3 sons, and so it gets a bit of a handful. And it seems like every time I start getting my tread, start catching, some stuff, getting some recognition, I have another baby. So then I lay back down and come back home and do my stuff, and then I come back out of my little cave.
Now, how recently have you had how long ago did you have your most recent son?
So my most recent son is 2 years old. His name is Silas. It's a crazy story. I was out in Salem. I told my boss that day, I was like, hey, my wife's in labor. Send me out. No hate on him. I freaking love the guy. Pick on him all the time for it. And he's like, yeah. And so I was like, don't send me anywhere far. And then he sends me to Salem with a bunch of showers and stuff. And I get all my work done. My wife texts me at like 4 o'clock. She's like, hey, it's happening. I got home to the hospital. I got home within an hour or within 30 minutes, and it's an hour drive. And so yeah, that was the most recent baby. This is my Silas, and he was actually from Vegas. So like, what happens in Vegas doesn't stay in Vegas, because we ended up
Don't believe that shit.
People figure shit out.
Right, but yeah, no, it's a blessing. I love my children. I love my job, obviously, but yeah, they keep me busy. They definitely keep me busy. But that doesn't mean, even though I'm a bit in the dark, I still try to keep up with everybody, and I spend that time writing and mixing and kind of honing in on my craft, aside from my fatherly duties and being a husband and stuff like that.
Well, when do you tend to get back into doing shows and coming out live?
Actually, just recently. So I don't want to make some solid promises because it does depend on what time I get off. But on Thursday, the 15th, shout out to Ro Manasco. He goes by Ro the Poet, or Ro Poet. And I'm looking to go in and doing a couple of open mics out at this one joint. I don't have the name exactly yet. Peep my pages. I will be sharing the info on it. But I want to start with a couple open mics. I've done quite a bit of shows. I noticed you guys are very much affiliated with Liquid Joe's, and I actually used to go and do a couple shows there, here and there. And so I do look forward to doing some shows there. I have been talking to some of their show promoters, but as of recently, just because I feel a little rusty and dusty, I want to start with some open mics and something that I'm not putting my pockets out on, because beforehand I was renting out venues and I was being the guy that was in charge and adding people onto the shows. I was tired of working with other people, so I wanted to be the guy in charge and then sign all my homies under and bring us and have our own show. And I did that for quite some time. It just got really exhausting and really expensive.
Yeah. I love how Liquid Joe's is like a alma mater, if you will, of the whole 801 area.
No, dude. Definitely, you can find a lot of great artists out there, especially a lot of up and coming. Shouts out to Zeke, aka OvaDose. That guy is a thug, dude. He just runs. He hit the ground running at birth, and he just keeps going. I met him back at the loading dock, which was the place I was running shows through.
Oh, the loading dock. Back when it was the loading dock back in the day.
Yeah. That's where I was all the time. And that's actually where I met Zeke and Zach. And I got in touch with them, and then they got me into Liquid Joe's, and I did a few. But then again, I had another child and was like, hey guys, I'm gonna go play house for a little bit and I'll be back.
Hey, shout out to OvaDose. He's actually in the comments right now. He's watching this live right now.
Hell yeah.
Hey, you showing up, brother? Hey, we're here.
Fuck yeah.
So,
check it out. I got one of his lighters right here.
Dude, that's the boy right there.
Yeah, that's my dude, man. I've known that guy for almost 15 years now.
Yeah, he was telling me he's known you a long time. He's the one that got me in touch with you guys, and I was like, if anybody I could trust, I know it's Zeke.
Oh yeah, that dude is solid as fuck though, bro. That is my dude right there.
Hell yeah. So I do plan on coming and doing some shows. If we can stay in touch after this and all that, I'm pretty sure you guys might be able to guide me in the right path. It's been so long I haven't been in the scene.
Yeah. How old are your kids again?
Okay, so I got a 9-year-old. He shares a birthday with me. And then I have a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old.
Hell yeah. Okay, so it might be a little bit, but it's hard to focus on music when you have kids. And speaking of your music, I want to start out with a song so that everybody can kind of get an idea of what you're like. And I just want to make a comment before we play. I love your creative style. I love it. And how long have you been doing this?
A little over a decade. I would probably have to say like 10 to 13 years.
Okay.
I've been writing, making music. I'm 27 now, so I've been doing this for a long time. Ever since I was a kid, I got all the kids in the neighborhood rapping. Like I was the main homie that everybody was like, you got to talk to Dre if you want to be a rapper. Like he's going to show you, dude. And I've got a handful of people that I can, tell you names that actually know how to mix and make music because of me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Sweet. Okay, so yeah, you can tell you have a lot of experience, and I want to play a live.
All right.
So, ready for this?
All
right, I want you to comment what you think during this song, and here we go.
Let's go listen to one.
Not too bad when I kick it. Y'all know I bring the rhythm, rather wicked when I kill them. Like Skrillex when I step up in the building, they be screaming I'm a real one. Oh, Superman, more villain, one that'll leave your head hanging from the ceiling. I'm Escobar, you fearless, I'm next to par. You silly, it's bar for bar, like stripping. Can't stop the fox, I'm hot with flies. You side of sauce when I'm next to ball. You nervous, huh? I'll stomp your jaw. It's Rage the God, not really. I mean, bro, I'm here to be tearing at your feelings. Iller than a dentist, killer's apprentice when I'm ripping the sayings. It'll strain the veins like a venom. I'ma kill him in a second. You're best to hide, you better try. It ain't no lie. I'm in your sights, it sets the fright. I've come alive. You're best to hide, you better try. It ain't no lie. I'm in your sights, it sets the fright. I've come alive. Y'all tired as biting. I try to confide in my music when I'm fighting. I'm feeling lucid, then I get this feeling like dudes lit. I feel inclusive when I'm gripping on a mix. Keep it pippin', never tripping off a bitch. It's Rage versus Hitch, concealing and filming a glitch in the Matrix. Took both pills, now high shit. Can find my wife, plus I'm naked in the sticks. Feeling for a fix, ripping the booth and leaving with the hit. Do as me, kids, you too can be a big dirty ass motherfucker that'll stop. I'm with your dick, never gonna stop. No, I'm never gonna quit. Y'all got SIDS, we some squids with a quip. Sick and literate on the bombs in the mix. Never stop, keep it hot with the hits. We don't fight to get this, we don't fight to get rich. You're best to hide, you better try. It ain't no lie. I'm in your sights, it sets the fright. I've come alive. You're best to hide, you better try. It ain't no lie. I'm in your sights, it sets the fright. I've come alive.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's that fire.
What's up?
All right, so what do you guys think, dude? Hey,
What's up? What's up?
Not too bad when I kill them. Y'all know I bring the rhythm, rather wicked when I kill them. Like Skrillex.
That's my favorite part. You gotta know I'm playing. I think. There you go. There you go.
All right. So just shared a bunch. Share this out to a bunch of groups. If you're watching and you're in a group and you don't know who we are, this is Zoetic Productions, and we are the Space Dogs. Obviously, that's our artist collab that we have. I'm Meduzi, and this is Sunny K9.
And I am Dre Rage, Dre Rage TV.
And we are here with Dre Rage TV.
I'm about to announce that part, which is very important. Dre Rage TV. I have another question for you.
What's up?
Is TV on your name? Do you have your own podcast? Are you experienced in this realm? Or tell me a little bit about your name.
So I've been working on just being full-blown media, whatever it is, whatever hobbies that I'm into. So I just kind of put the TV to show that you're not going to always expect my music from me, that I'm not just a music platform, because I do a lot of cooking. I got a lot of hobbies. And so I still like to share that on my music platform media pages, and not to stress myself out with several different pages. So I just went with the televised, because realistically, the way I look at it is I'm showing everybody, a mirror or a window into my life, and that's me televising it to them. So whether it be my music, my day-to-day, whether it be my job, or say I came home and I made some ribs and I just wanted to share it, man. That's why I put that there.
Oh yeah, ribs your specialty?
One of them. I love brisket. My coworkers make fun of me all the time because I don't shut up about barbecue. But yeah, I love a good brisket. That's one thing that I can't get enough of. I made one for my wedding and it was just decadent, dude. It was amazing.
So you cooked for your own wedding. That's cool.
Yes.
Are you from Utah originally? Or are you from like
what part
the Midwest or something?
No, so I'm from Utah originally, born and raised. I'm actually Swedish and Hispanic. Swedish on my mom's side, Hispanic on my dad's side. And I've been all over the valley. I was kind of one of those kids that, I went from school to school and shit like that. So I've been everywhere. I was raised a lot in West Valley. I was raised a lot in Kearns, but I've also lived in Draper. I've also lived in just kind of plenty of different areas out here in Salt Lake. So I've been around. I know quite a few people. And so I'm just from here.
That's cool. That's cool. So you've been around the valley. Have you traveled anywhere cool? Have you performed it like in the past? Did you do any tours?
No, that is actually the one thing that I really want to do. It is something that I'm striving towards. And obviously the biggest feat that I'm looking for is a team. I've spoke with a lot of higher up artists, a lot of bigger artists and stuff. And that's one thing that they have that I don't. And so that's one thing I want to do. No, I haven't done any touring. I have visited around. I've been to Arizona. I've been to Vegas. I've been to California. I've been to Idaho. But other than that, I haven't done any touring or anything. A lot of my stuff has been predominantly just down in the Salt Lake area.
Nice. Well, that's cool.
So, what I like about your voice in particular, it kind of reminds me of Bone Thugs and Harmony. Like just the way you go over the beat. Would you consider them an inspiration to get into hip hop, or who are some of your other influences, if not them?
So Bone Thugs definitely. I actually met them when I was 13, and so like they were really cool. I actually rapped for them. I freestyled with them, and they kind of gave me like a nudge, like keep going, don't give up, kid. And so like that was like forever imprinted in my brain. So I've never stopped, but yes, definitely Bone Thugs. So that means a lot. Like, bless you, bro.
That was a weird call, Sunny.
Yeah, I can
he was like Bone Thugs, and I'm like, yeah, but what if it's,
Right, but they're more fast paced, and they do have the what they got going for them is that melody, and that's what I kind of strive for is that cadence. I've never been much of a singer, but I have learned that you don't have to have a singing voice to hit a cadence correctly, and that's one thing Bone Thugs was really good at. But no, a lot of my inspiration, it kind of varies. I grew up on all kinds of music. So like one of my main ones though is I love a Tribe Called Quest. I love Outkast.
I have their record. I have it.
Dude, hell yes. Which one? Midnight Marauder?
No, I can't remember the name of it. I had it signed in 2013. It's white.
Dude,
and it has all of them. It's like the best of or something. It's like 4 different records.
Right. Dude, that's insane. No, they are the best. My 9th grade teacher got me into Tribe. I already knew about Tribe, but my 9th grade teacher kind of like shoved me towards them. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hey, yo, bro, you actually know what you're talking about. So yeah, like A Tribe Called Quest, Outkast, Mac Miller is like my hands down favorite. Like, and I'm not one of those fans that like, oh, I like him since he died. No, I've been a ride or die Mac head since he's been out, like 2009 shit. And so,
I saw him live. I saw him live in Ogden one time on 2015.
Was it the Good AM tour?
I think it was. Yeah, it was like.
That's what my boy went to. My homeboy went to that one, and he like, rubbed it in my face. I was like, I hate you right now.
They blocked off all of 25th Street and put a stage in the middle of 25th Street, and he came out. He fucking rocked the crowd. It was insane.
That's so cool.
He went crazy. So yeah, no, mine just kind of varies, but yeah, definitely Mac, Tribe Called Quest, Outkast. Those are some of my main ones. I've got some newer ones as of lately. I don't know if you guys know about Prof. I actually just went and saw him. I'm wearing his merch right now.
Oh, we were there.
Cookie baby.
Saw him at the complex.
Yep. I actually got to kick it with Greaves.
We were
there.
You kicked it with Greaves?
Yeah, I just bullshitted my way and just ended up hanging out with him. And then when he was on stage and he said the stuff about his kid, I talked to him beforehand and I was talking to him about touring. And I was like, how do you feel about it? And he was like, well, I got a kid. And I was like, that's what keeps me from it is I was like, what keeps me from it is my kids. And he was like, well, I've got a kid. And so then he said that on stage. And I was like, no way, I got in his head. So then I came back over to him and I was like, yo, what's up? And I got him a beer and I kicked it with him for a little bit. And he kind of just kicked me some knowledge. And he was like, bro, just hit me up. I was like, okay.
Yeah, Prof show was dope.
Yeah, dude, that shit was hard. But yeah, Prof would probably be one of my most recents. And I don't know if you guys know about Cal Scrooby.
Cal Scrooby? No, I haven't heard.
Oh, dude, that kid is insane. Check him out. He's amazing. I love the guy. He's almost flamboyant with his flow. Like it's like so swaggy and like sassy, almost like how Prof is. Prof's kind of like a sassy rapper.
Yeah.
This guy's the same. He's got a song called like "Who Are You?" and he's like, I know you know my name, but I don't know yours. So who the fuck are you? He's like, you should get a name tag. Who the fuck are you? And I'm like, dude, that's so cocky and just like, I like that delivery.
Yeah, that's sick.
That confidence. So yeah, that would be a lot of my inspirations. I just a very musical kid. A lot of music just shoved it in my ears as a child. So kind of everything.
Nice.
Do you play any instruments?
Unfortunately not. I've tried and I'm just not the greatest. I do aspire to get better. I have tried with like a bass guitar, electric guitar, acoustics. The one that I want to do is piano. That's where I want to start. I just want to get on a piano and just like let it, because I just watch people who play piano and it's like we're meant to, like it almost is, it's in tune with your body. You see someone play piano and like they feel it through them, and that right there is like almost heavenly to me. So like I want to feel that. I want to experience that.
Do you make your own beats or anything like that?
I used to do a lot of different kinds of beat making. I worked with Fruity Loops, LMS, Ableton.
Okay. My point is, I have a point with that about piano.
Right.
If you play the piano, you really get into your beats with the notes, and you can really do a lot with that when you learn how to play. And
right,
exactly. Have you ever heard of Note Finder? Like I'll sing something just original, and then I'll get the Note Finder and get the notes on that, and then I'll make it into the beat. You can actually make everything like as your own with your own notes. But
you're coming up with crazy stuff too.
But when,
I know what you're talking about, and they use music there.
That was amazing. Like that's the root instrument I think for most music.
Yeah, it's piano, and that's one reason why I like it is because like that's my entire family plays like instruments and stuff. Like I got an uncle who plays piano, and his entire family, all his kids. And so I've always been around it, and I've noticed if they do it, they can play other things. Like my uncle Thomas, he plays piano and then he plays guitar, and so he's very musically inclined. And so like that is one thing that I have picked up in life, is that if I do pick that up, that everything else should fall. It's kind of the stepping stone. It's something that you have to pick up, and everything else kind of falls in place because you pick that one thing up.
You have to learn your notes. That's what's important. And piano helps you notes.
But I don't really get in the vibe of making my own notes. I kind of get frustrated. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's one thing I get. I can get the beat patterns down, and I can hum a melody. So I could benefit from something like a note finder, or something of the sorts where I could kind of hum my own melodies and then make them that way. But I've always kind of struggled with it. So in the long run, within the last like 10 years or so, or not 10 years, within the last like 6 years, I'd have to say, I have been going to certain platforms and just purchasing beats through different lenders that I have come in close contact with, and just kind of, made a relationship with them. That way I get my sound isn't all over the place. If you notice in the album itself, a lot of the beats that I picked all kind of fall in tune with each other. They all have a kind of consistent sound to them, so that the album didn't, oh, well, this one kind of popped out of nowhere and it changed the whole vibe of the album because this beat was just a little bit different in the wrong way. You know what I mean? And so I've tried to I like it thinking like a kid in a candy store. You know what I mean? I like to have that option, that variety of options of picking up someone's beats. And I think it's cool to incorporate other people's stuff, because then it's not only me who touched the music, it's somebody else. And not only I benefit from it now because I put my voice on his sound, I still promote whoever produced it. And that still builds something for their name as well. Because if someone checked out, hey, this is Dre Rage, if they go to the stuff, or even some beats I leave tagged, and that way they get their stuff. Just like DJ Mustard, like that guy deserves all love that he's getting. And it's nice to see that, but not a lot of people recognize that. They're always like, oh, that's a nice song. The rapper did a good job, but it wasn't, for most parts, it wasn't just the rapper, unless you're guys like Russ and stuff like that. It wasn't just that guy. And so I think it's cool when people come together and make something, and where everyone kind of put their little piece into it. And I think some things come out a little bit more special that way.
Yeah, didn't Mustard produce like more than like 2 or 3 songs on Kendrick's recent album?
Mm-hmm.
He did Not Like Us, right?
Mm-hmm.
He did Not Like Us.
And he did a couple of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it gave him a more of a platform. It didn't just, Kendrick Lamar didn't just benefit from those songs. Someone else also was there with him and was able to benefit from it. And to me, music is that we share and we work with each other. And it's always been a community. Every time that I've been in the scene, everyone's a community. We always try to network with each other. And if there's a way that I can incorporate what you're doing with what I'm doing, something beautiful always ends up coming out. And you know what? If we don't like it and we don't feel the vibe, then that's just how it is, man. That's life. But other than that, working with other people is a really good outlet. So whether it be beats, features, whatever it is, I think it's really awesome to kind of expand your horizons and be willing to work with others like that.
So, speaking of that, what is your favorite collab that you've ever done with somebody local in your network?
My cousin Shaggy. He goes by Shagster Productions.
Okay.
Only because I feel I have so much love for the kid. He's one that I taught, and he learned so fast. Like, he learned super fast. His flow, his etiquette was just impeccable. I was like, dude, you were immaculate already. So now every time I get on a song with him, when he asks me for a song in a playful kind of way, it's almost like a competition. And so I always try to one up him or do better than him on his tracks. And with most people, I try to not outstage them on their own song. You know what I mean? I try to match with what they're doing and not go crazy, like Eminem it, and everyone's like, oh, just go to their part. Like, I hate that. So I always try to work with whatever pace the person's song is at. But this fucking kid, I taught him, and he's just hightailing behind me. And so every time I get on a track with him, I just go ballistic. And let me see. I think it's Reaching for the Top by Shagster Productions. That and Wicked, Wikid. And he made that song just for me because I've always done a Wicked Wednesday where I freestyle. And so he did that track with me. And I think just those 2 tracks alone, Reaching for the Top and Wicked with Shagster Productions, dude, I come in like a beast. Like, I just come in stomping like Andre the fucking Giant. Like, I love those ones. And it's just because, in a small, weird way, my own little cousin is such big competition. He almost threatens me. So I have to come at him with my all. And so sometimes the songs that I feature on him for him, I'll be working on an album, and then I'll listen to the song I did for him, and I'm like, why the fuck did I do better on his song than the ones I'm working on that are going to be on my shit?
Because you got that challenge.
And so I'm like, I get mad. I'm like, you're taking all my good music from me. I'm like, you're taking it from me because you're asking me.
you need that challenge to light that fire. Because if it's just you working on your stuff, you don't have that up your ass.
That's at least my favorite so far, though, is working with that kid.
That's cool.
Who would be your dream collaboration?
Let me hold on. Let me put the fan on real quick. I'm sweating.
That's all good.
Crack this window.
I think we should go to a song real quick.
This talking music, yeah. Just play a little song.
Let's get back to your dream collaboration after this song.
Okay.
Because I think we should play another one. How about?
And feel free to ask me about any questions about the songs themselves.
Miss Call Mix. Is that something that's your favorite?
I did. Wasn't
Miss Call? That's just a skit. That's just a
skit. And there's Miss Call and Intro DSC. Like those are both. So we have Quick Callin'. That's one of your favorites. Want to play? Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Bitch, quit calling my phone. Bitch, just leave me alone. Kid, whose time is you on? It's like 5 in the morning. Bitch, quit calling my phone. Bitch, just leave me alone. Kid, whose time is you on? It's like 5 in the morning. I'ma let her ring. I'ma let her ring, baby. I'ma let her ring. I'ma let her ring, baby. I'ma let her ring. I'ma let her ring, baby. I'ma let her ring. I'ma let her ring, baby. The fuck's for the snaps, I'm taking naps. Ready to relax, you spaz about maps. Met you Sunday, now we just pals. Hell no, not my gal. One night stand, just a tap, understand you're such a spaz. My word, what a laugh. Really thought you all that? Am I too crass? It ain't no jabs, honey, just facts. You ain't no mom, don't make no cash. All you offers ass, that ain't much. Considering crabs, take a dig by the mess, take a trash. I'ma kick back, relax, count this cash. She look at my sack, this dude is back. Now puff on that, I'm ill with a crap for real. Don't call me back. Quick, I'ma let her ring. I'ma let her ring, baby. I'ma let her ring. I'ma let her ring, baby. I'ma let her ring. I'ma let her ring, baby. I'ma let her ring. I'ma let her ring, baby. Get 'em feeling seasick, someone peep this. Was ready on my business. Did the G shit heavy when I'm spitting. Leaving leaflets, keep lit, we split. Oh, she shits. Nothing from the block, call your boy a genius. If you see this, keep it secret. Ain't seen shit, not for the weakest. No meat shit, hit to seize it. Convulsions to the beat, it's me. Throw a mean fits and clean fits. Seeking for a new meaning, you ain't gonna peep it. Sleek with the singing, songbird of the season. Speaking of season, dude is gleaming. Supreme skill seeping and fiending. I'm gone for a weekend, you calling and geeking. Talking all fast and freaking, it's all rash, you tweaking. Looking for reasons. I'ma let her ring. I'ma let her ring, baby. I'ma let her ring. I'ma let her ring, baby. I'ma let her ring. I'ma let her ring, baby. I'ma let her ring. I'ma let her ring, baby.
All right. I like it.
Let it ring.
I like your
Let
flow.
it ring.
You know, like we were bumping this yesterday and we were just like, it's really fun. It's really refreshing to hear something different.
Yeah, you seem to have a lot of missed calls on your album.
Yeah.
Your phone be going off.
We were wondering at first, we were like, what is he like advertising T-Mobile? Like, what is his album going to have like a big phone on it? You know?
Yeah, no. The concept was just disconnected, just and it's mainly like what you guys are asking, like where have I been? That was the idea, is that I'm disconnected. I haven't been picking up. I haven't been getting back with anyone. I've been really bad about replying. And I mean, ask Zeke, like it takes me like 2 freaking days to get back to somebody, just because I have all this in front of my face, you know, between my 9 to 5, and then I come home with the kids. I'm trying to take care of, you know, my health and be able to prosper and stuff. And so I felt like I really haven't been doing my best to stay connected with everybody. And but that's in all that also wasn't a bad thing, that I disconnected kind of like from social medias and everything. I kind of took a step back from everything. It gave me time to kind of think about my plan of action. How would I come back when I come and do this? Because this time I don't want when push comes to shove, I don't want to give and fall back. You know, I want to be able to push through. And so to me, the idea of Disconnected was what I was currently going through. And so the whole album was you, the listener, are trying to get a hold of me. And, you know, it's kind of like as if like you were like, man, dude, this album's really good. Like as if I was your good friend and you're trying to get a hold of me to be like, hey, man, like this is good. Or you just want to get in touch with me. But I've been gone. And so you're sitting here listening to my album. You're hearing my voice. You're hearing from me, but you can't get a hold of me.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a pretty damn cool concept, actually.
Yeah.
Like it kind of reflects on modern times if you think about it, because everybody has a cell phone. They're always playing on their cell phone. Yeah, it's like
exactly. And I put some like social cues in it too, you know, and some of the songs.
Yeah, almost as if like it tells you to check. I need to check my phone. Like, is anybody trying to call me? You know? Kind of like,
exactly.
Like keep it.
And you know, and it's to be interpreted however you want. You know, it's however you see how you see fit that you can incorporate it or infer it with you. You know what I mean? No matter what I say, you should listen to it and take it for what it means to you.
Right. And that's the beauty about music interpretation. And you can use for so many different things. One song could mean like everything to one person, and sometimes it's not really useful to others. But your music is fun, and I interpret that you just want connections.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's all about connections.
It's all about who you know.
How do you know OvaDose?
Connections. I know OvaDose from years ago, probably about 4 or 5 years ago. I was doing loads and loads of shows like back to back at the loading dock. I got in touch with that through Wally, through UA the Duo. But I was doing a show and I was just one of the opening acts. And I think Zeke and Zach were before me. Aqua Codeine and OvaDose were before me. And me and my best friend were a duo at the time. And they were before us. And I hadn't seen them not before. I've done like 4 prior shows. So I was like, who the fuck are these guys? And they get on stage, and I shit you not, these guys work the crowd like nobody's business. The song, You Better Be Ready, dude. I got up there. Actually, what I was going to say is I think I've actually seen you two before, back when I was going to Liquid Joe's, and I think you were filming. I did a show with Sadie was there. But yeah, no, I got a hold of them because I saw the way they worked the crowd. And if you can't tell, I'm a very talkative guy. I'm a very open person. If I see you and I want to get to know you, I'm going to talk to you. And so I saw his act. And so then I went on, I looked at my best friend. I was like, they're going to be a hard act to follow. So bring your fucking A game, kid. And so we went on stage and we killed it. I thought we didn't do that great because I was comparing myself. And so I went and saw them backstage and I was like, come here right now. And so we started playing a game that me and my best friend played called Tap, where we just freestyle and we stop randomly and pass it to the next guy. And they have to follow.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Okay.
And so we were playing that back in the green room, and we got Aqua Codeine and OvaDose on it, and they were playing Tap with us. And so we ended up just clicking like that. And so, I mean, really, it was just watching them perform and then just hollering at them after the show and being like, yo, and just being a fellow artist, because we were just kicking it backstage, having drinks and shit. And I was like, come freestyle with us. And I think I have recordings on my phone and shit of us freestyling.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, it was really fun. So, I just kind of got to know these guys just because I really liked their vibe. I liked their flow. I liked the way they presented themselves, and I liked the way that they worked a crowd. They were really impressive, and that was something that I aspired to have me and my best friend doing. And so I was like, you got to talk to these guys. We have to pick, like I said, I like to pick people's brains. And so if there's anything that I can learn from you, I'm not going to shut you out. I'm going to listen.
That's tight. And it takes a lot of skill to be able to freestyle on the spot like that. Where did you start with rap? Where did it start? What style?
So the earliest I can remember is I was probably like 5 or 6, and I was living out in Draper, and I found a Blackstreet CD, and I just was listening to Blackstreet, and it was the album with No Diggity.
Yeah,
I found the track No Diggity, and it just spoke to my little soul. I was vibing and bumping, and And before I knew it, I was listening to like threefolds of just different. I listened to Rob Zombie. I was listening to System of a Down. And then my mom showed me Eminem. And then that was just kind of like the end of it. You know what I mean? I'd listened to Bone Thugs by that point. And just, I grew up on a lot of Prince, a lot of Pink Floyd. And so I loved music. And that very first hearing Blackstreet and also early Missy Elliott CD, I wanted to do the same thing. That's all I knew is I want to do that. It was almost, to me, it's always been like being a wizard. I always call myself a word wizard because to me it's like spitting spells, because with the right etiquette and the right flow and the right synonyms, you can make like tongue tappers and stuff with just words. And it sounds crazy cool. And to me, that's like magic. And so like, hearing No Diggity, the way they glide on that beat was just effortless. And I was like, this is what I want to do. I don't know why. I don't remember the true first thought. All I know is I've been trying to be a performer since I was a kid.
Nice.
You know, I used to break dance a lot, all that stuff.
Yeah, when you start out young, it becomes natural throughout life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I've got notebooks from when I was like 7, 8, 9, 10 of just scribbled raps that I can't make sense of anymore, but you know, I've just been doing it.
That's sweet. So what is your trademark rhyme scheme then?
Like, what do you mean? Like,
do you have like a preference to rhyme schemes? Like, what is your trademark?
Trademark style? Like, do you chop? Do you are you more slow and melodic?
I'm a bouncy. I like to bounce. I like bouncy rhymes, like Slick Rick, or Eminem's kind of a bouncy rapper. He does a lot of. I like wordplay with syllables. That's what I'm all about. I'm all about syllabalistic abilities. Just like I've always been compared to Logic a lot, but that's one thing that I'm not. I can rap fast, but I don't like to professionalize in it because I feel like it's overproduced a lot. And so I don't want to be known as the fast rapper. I want to be known for my flow and etiquette. Like Lil Wayne was someone I wanted to be. Lil Wayne when I was like 10 to 15, and so like he was always like a wordy, witty kind of guy. I would say my favorite flow is just kind of a bouncy flow where you're just kind of gliding on the beat, where you take like the 808s and the hi-hats and you ride them. You don't necessarily ride the melody, you ride the hi-hats and shit.
Okay.
And one thing I learned from my uncle back when I was a kid is he listened to a lot of Coleon. I have an original Coleon CD, and Coleon did this rhyme scheme. I don't know what it's called, but it's my favorite way to do it. And it's like the only way I know how to rhyme these days. Like it's my favorite is where you take the first rhyme, say you say oh, and then you take a word and you say a, and then you bring back the oh, and then you bring back the a, and then in the middle you interpolate them together. And to me that adds. If you listen back on some of my music, I actually watch how I use those syllables.
That's what I was saying with your rhyme. That's what rhyme scheme technically is. How you use your syllables. So you can do A, B, B, A, B, A, A. That's what I was asking, basically.
Yeah. So pretty
your
much.
rhyme scheme, and what is your favorite style? Are you an A rapper or A, B? Like, you know what I mean? Like
I like to mix it up. I almost like a combo. You know what I mean? I like to do like syllable combos to like where you're pretty much you're bouncing on them.
That's sick. That's cool. That's cool.
At least that's the way I look at it.
Right. Who would you say? Who was there anything crazy? Anything crazy that happened at one of your shows you were performing at anytime? Because if you perform at shows, you tend to see some crazy shit go down.
There was this one show, and I was a little tipsy, but I wasn't a part of the show. I just was behind doing sound tech shit because the sound tech was gone for the night, and I was tight with the owner, and so he's like, he knew I at least know the basics to that shit. So he's like, hey Dre, come run the soundboards. And that night was like a screamo show, and so I'm just running the sound for all these crazy ass screamo bands that are just going nuts, and everybody's just misbehaving. They got this crazy freaking mosh pit, and I'm watching all night, even though I'm just running boards. So I'm just watching sounds. I'm not doing a whole lot, so I'm just in there back there drinking, and I'm watching this kid, dude, and he's a scrawny little guy. I'm not very big myself, but this kid is like a toothpick. He's tiny, and I shit you not, all night this kid kept jumping in and getting the shit kicked out of him. and then the mosh pit would spit him out, and he'd dust himself off, and then go back in, and everyone would just tear him up, and like everybody in unison just were kicking the living shit out of this kid, and then he'd fucking like, I shit you not, like they just toss him out, and then he'd get up, go back in. I shit you not, dude. That kid had to have gone to the hospital at the end of the night. I was looking for him afterwards. I told my buddy, I was like, yo, man, we need to get that kid out of here. He's gonna be
right out. They probably popped him down right up there.
And he's just telling me, like, oh, you drunk, bro. You drunk. And I'm like, no, that kid needs to go, bro. He's gonna get hurt. They're gonna kill him. And he doesn't care.
He's got a death wish. He wants to die in a mosh pit.
Yeah, dude, like I get being a tiny tough guy, but not that much, bro. Like if homeboys are 6'7" and they're cornbread fed, don't go play in the mosh pit.
The cornbread.
Cornbread. That almost is a crossbreed with inbred, you know?
Almost. You know what I mean? No, just like them deep South quarterback kids. Those ones, man.
I know what you're saying, but
the brick shit house motherfuckers.
Dude, those kids are big, man. You gotta be careful. That's what I call my little brother, because he's big and just look like you ain't feeding him nothing but freaking proteins. And so I'm like, those are cornbread fed kids, man. They know nothing but protein and nutrients. That's it.
Steak and greens, just steak.
Just big meat, and that poor kid. So yeah, that'd have to be the craziest thing I've seen. Nothing at my shows, nothing too serious. You know, we threw out a bunch of joints at one point. We brought a bunch of bag of those palm leaf joints.
Oh yeah.
And just while we were doing our show, we were just tossing them to everybody. It was obviously not an all ages show, 21 and up, but yeah, we were just going.
What's up, Third Eye?
Third Eye is in the building.
What's up? What's up?
Good. Yeah. So interesting. Cornbread fed, huh?
You're just sticking with it. It's just like my
I just want to like put that in a rhyme. Cornbread fed, inbred, motherfucking bread. You know, I'm still in that.
I'm just saying, don't have at it, dude. That's just what my mama used to say. You know, I grew up around a lot of like Polynesians and big kids, and I love to wrestle. So she always told me, "You be careful around them cornbread fed kids." And I'm like, I'm fine. They'll toss me around a little, but I'll be all right.
Children of the cornbread.
You used to wrestle like on? Did you wrestle varsity in high school or something?
I didn't do anything in high school because I was a little fuck up. But I was extremely amazing. Actually, I have a reward right here. I was extremely amazing at wrestling through 7th and 8th grade. I got first in division and second in state. And the kid that the 3 kids I versed in state were all 9th graders, and it was my 7th grade year. They're just all kids who met my weight class, but they were well more experienced than me. And I head through the first 2 and was like, "Rrr!" And then the other kid I faced was like this real string bean guy. He's like long, and I had no chance, man. I tried to back away from him, and he grabbed me from across the room and brought me back to him. He was so big. There was no way. I put up a fight, but yeah, I got second in state, which to me, it was sad at the time, but I look back on it now and I'm like, damn, kid, like that was like your first year.
Yeah, just to get to state is not fucking easy.
And I was a varsity my first year. I was never a JV. As soon as I started, I was varsity. And the only reason I got into wrestling is because I missed Sevy Mob Day at Kennedy. This is where all the big kids would beat up on all the 7th graders. I missed it because I had chicken pox. Well, my sister had a loud mouth and told everyone. So all the 3 of the wrestlers, big Polynesian kids, came to jump me in the restroom. And I was like, okay, like I knew what was going on. So I kind of stood against the wall and was like, okay, I'm going to take it. And they started beating me up, pinging me against the wall. I remember just thinking to myself, like, you're going to get beat up every day if you don't stand up. And so I just closed my eyes. I don't know why I closed my eyes, but I punched them both. I punched 2 of them in the throat. And the third one stood back. And he was like, stop. And I was scared that he was going to beat me down. He's like, come with me. And he took me back to class, which was science class. Science teacher is the freaking wrestling coach. He points at those 2 and then points at me. And I think I'm in deep shit. And the coach looks at me. He says, you did that? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, tryouts are this day. I'll see you then.
Oh, shit.
That's cool.
Damn. That, huh?
It was all by accident. And so, yeah, no, I ended up kicking with a lot of those kids. I'm actually grateful for a lot of those guys that I grew up with. They were really cool, and they taught me a lot of sweet things. And wrestling was fun. It taught me a lot of responsibility and perseverance and dedication. You know, I was like 4'7" in junior high and high school. Like I was tiny, so I had to be some kind of tough. And so they really helped me be that kind of tough. And so like that was actually really important to me. I did let go of it because I was a little fuck up teenager, just having fun, you know, and kind of let that fall under the floorboards. But I will never forget the time that I did have doing it. I did about 2.5 years of wrestling, and for what I did, it was really cool. I met a lot of cool people, and it gave me a lot of confidence, a lot of self-confidence. When I first started in junior high, I was really afraid of like how I looked and everything. You know what I mean? Everyone's that way. And for me, the wrestling team gave me the confidence. I had like a brotherhood, and I had guys that were looking out for me, and they made me feel good about myself. And so, yeah, that was actually something that definitely holds a deep place in my heart for me, you know?
So, do you go to local wrestling shows?
No, I haven't. Are you talking about like those, I'm sorry to say, are you talking about like the almost the pageantry ones? My cousin runs a couple of them out in Arizona. He hosts them. Like he's like the guy that does the talking and stuff. But like, I like them, but they're almost kind of silly to me. I don't mean that they're great. They're amazing.
Dude. It's fun. Like Sonny, he announces the lucha, and I ref, and we also perform. And it is so fun.
I would love to come see. I would love to come see.
It's different than high school wrestling. It's just a lot of story.
Right, that's what I mean. It's like pageantry in a way. Not to knock it. It's fun.
I like
it's like dressing up and just playing. You know,
I like to think of it as theater where the actors do their own stunts.
And their stunts are hardcore. Like they work hard to.
I would love to come out to a show. I had an opportunity at one point. I used to run socials for a venue called the Awake Center, and they used to go out to Wendover and host fights. I just was never able to go out there, but I remember seeing some of the fights they did, and like I said, I think it's pretty impressive what they do. But I've always been like a little like. I grew up watching WWE, and then as you get older, WWE seems silly. So like to me, I'm on that mind state. But I'm more than sure if I went and saw it and was there, a good time's a good time, because I just recently got into hockey, and it just because of my brother-in-law, and I was very like hesitant about it. And now I'm like, dude, let's go hockey. I don't know very much, but it's fun. A good time is a good time.
Right. Right.
Absolutely.
So what other things have you done in your music career that have been pivotal? Like what has been pivotal?
So when I was probably about 15 years old, I was a very troubled kid. I grew up in a house with like a lot of siblings and stuff, and you know, had a lot of problems with parents and shit like that. You know, I had one of those harsh childhoods, and so eventually I did get in quite a bit of trouble. I ended up going to this system called EIP, and while I was there, I've always freestyled, and so excuse me. While I was there, my what would he be? Like my mentor there. He pointed out to me like, hey kid, instead of being a fuck up and running around and doing a bunch of shit you shouldn't be doing, why don't you focus on your dreams? You're still young, and I have a place you can go. And so I decided to turn my shit around, and that place is called Spy Hop. And so I don't know if you guys are familiar.
I think
okay, it's a place called Spy Hop. It's Youth Media Matters. And so Spy Hop, what they offer, shout out to them. They still exist today. They're amazing. Everyone should go check them out. They're the reason you guys have me. So I ended up going there because of my wife. She was my girlfriend at the time. And I was kind of like, no, you know, they're probably going to censor me and stuff, you know. And eventually I went down, and I met my mentor, and his name was Rowan Steiner, and he's an amazing man. He really took on to me my first time showing up there. As soon as I went in there, they had an open mic. That's what I went for. And so as soon as I graduated my program and everything, and then I got with my wife, I went into the open mic on one Friday, and I went in there, and the room was full of people, just filled. And so I waited my turn, and I finally get in there, and there's still quite a few people in that room, and so I'm just a little shy. I'm like, all right. And I started rapping the song that I rehearsed to this little beat. I just had them drop it and go. And everybody, I shit you not, everybody in that room just lit the fuck up and was just like impressed. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is a good place to be. And so I ended up getting in touch with Rowan, and what started as me showing up as just a kid, just going up for open mic, I ended up working there as an apprentice. I was mentored by Rowan. I learned all my mixing and mastering. I learned how to make beats. I learned how to make video games. I did quite a few shows. I actually created my own program. I used to call it the hip hop, or I used to call it the Resonate program, because I gathered a bunch of kids, because while I worked there, I had a bunch of kids come through. I ended up, from being the kid that was rapping in the booth, I was the guy working the computer and recording everybody coming in on Fridays. And so I'd moved up quite a bit. And so I gathered all the kids that I thought were good, and I made a class. I just offered it to them. I says, hey, I'm working on this program. I just want to see what I can do. I want to show you guys how to make beats. I want to show you guys how to produce your own music. I want to show you guys how to book your own shows and all that. And so that's what me and my mentor did. We built this class. And so I made a group called Resonate, and it consisted of me and a couple of my friends. And we ended up doing shows for the Infinity Center. We did our first show at Kilby Court. I think our name's still signed on their boards up there. But it was called the Resonate program. Well, not too long later on of doing shows and doing all my business, I ended up having my firstborn child. And so, of course, I took a step back and started being dad and got a job. I do go back there every now and again. But the crazy thing is, they still run my program, and they still show the kids my music that I made with my friends to teach them how to make music. And it's called the hip hop program. And I think the bands that come out of it call themselves Resonate. You can look it up on SoundCloud, look up Resonate, on Spy Hop's page. But yeah, I started a whole class and a whole program, and then just kind of took a step back and let them take their reins with it. We held a fundraiser at the Infinity Center for them to move locations. They used to be on 511 West and 2nd South, and not too long after our fundraiser, they were able to move locations to a new building. And so I hope I really left my footprint in that place. I got a buddy named Anthony who still works there. Shout out to him. But that is probably the biggest staple in my rap career thus far. Is been the most important was learning the basics, because even when I was rapping in my bedroom, I told myself I don't want to be reliant on everybody. I want to be able to mix my own music. I want to be able to make my own music. I want to be able to know what I want and make it happen. And so that's what I strived for. And so that has always been the biggest staple is Spy Hop. Huge love to them. Thank them so much. They're the reason I know everything I know. And then after that, I got home. I took what I learned, and I built my own home studio and did my own thing. I started with a hanger and a Rhodes mic on an icicle for an interface.
What the fuck? Yeah. Started from the bottom. Now we here. Real time.
Sorry, that was quite a story, but I feel like it's very much
great. It's great.
Very, that was a huge part, a huge pivotal point for me. Was
That's
just
cool. It sounds pretty big, like
from protege to mentor.
And do you have, if you were to have a scale and you were to weigh family support and fan support, how would that scale balance?
Are we talking immediate family, like the one I built? Or are we talking about
like your blood family, immediate family, people that you would know whether you're a musician or not, and then like your fans and your fam and people that you come to your shows and rock your shit?
I would have to say the family that I've made, such as like friends and like my wife and my kids, that is my biggest support and my friends count as my fans, because I'm always questioning myself. And excuse me, so burpy today. I'm always questioning myself, and my wife, my best friend, King Madness 801. You guys, I'm gonna try to talk him into getting in touch with you guys. But
that'd be nice.
Those people and people like Zeke and stuff. Yeah, King Madness 801.
Madness, if you're out there, hit us up, and we would love to interview you.
Yeah.
What's up? There he is.
There he is, right there. King Man 801.
Say his name.
That is my brother. That is that. Yeah, exactly. Dude, that is my guy. And so I would have to say people like him and Zeke, like those kinds of friends of fans, those are my biggest support group. Guys like Wally from UA the Duo, they're always pushing me to put myself out there. I almost feel like agoraphobe these days, even though I'm so open and so friendly and ready to make friends. I feel like I've really secluded myself a lot. And so to have these people, tell me to keep going, that's my biggest support group, because I'm constantly like, do I sound like everybody else? Like, I'm looking at numbers, and us as artists shouldn't do that. And that's where I get my doubts, because I strive really hard to have my own sound. And so those people are the ones reminding me, like,
so
hey,
you have good support. So it's like, okay, so you can have like your wife, your kids, your mom, all that can actually weigh pretty heavy. Even though you have 100 fans or 100 friends, your family might be a little bit like balance it out, right? Like it's just, you shouldn't have to weigh things out. But my question was like, do you feel like you have a pretty good fan base right now? Or do you feel like it's kind of fallen out because you kind of taken a break?
I honestly feel like it's fallen out since I've taken a break. I do notice those immediate people support it, but hence why I'm here today. I've taken that plan of action. I've actually sat for like a year just thinking about what to do and try to get things like interviews such as this to spread the word. Because yes, that small break, my fans, I don't have very many fans. When I go and do shows, do people like what I do, and do people like what I bring to the table? Absolutely. But some of that issue is not a lot of people take the effort to follow through and find you. And so I've made things to where I'm more accessible to people, such as like QR code freaking cards and stuff like that. So, I definitely am here to build a bigger fan base, because I really could use some support from a fan base. Because if I had more people listening to my music and feeling what I have to say, then it wouldn't just be me putting it out and expressing it. Someone else could be like, hey man, I found this guy today, and share it to their Facebook, and that's my fan supporting me.
Quick question. Can I put you on the radio too? Because that's how a lot of people can hear you.
Yes. I do own the rights to my stuff like that. You can radio broadcast.
So I'll put it on the radio, and then just have you make a little shout out for yourself so that you can introduce who you are beforehand. And that's how a lot of people get to know you too. Like when they're playing playlists or radio, or just,
I know what you're talking about, like that 92 shit. That's like, yo, you listening to this is so-and-so, like that, right?
Yeah, hey, say something funny, say something really whack, like shock people,
Something that make you stand out.
I am vulgar. You've listened to the album.
Yeah. What's my fucking fault?
So Spencer Brown's been watching you since day one. So much potential. That's cool.
Dude, that is actually one of my wife's friends. And shout out Spencer, bro. He watched me. He knows me from freestyling drunk at freaking house parties, bro. Being like, watch this shit. Oh no. So yeah, he knows it. He knows I've been trying. I've been dedicated. It's very much important to me. It's something that's always been important. Even though I've took steps back. Like I said, I've always been writing. I've always been making freestyles. Even though I haven't been crazy on social, I even did like a little stint of like these silly videos I did on TikTok dancing around the phone. So I try to stay relevant, but at the same time, I feel like I'm getting old. You know what I mean? Like I'm out of touch. And so like that's one thing that keeps me. I almost feel like embarrassed. I'm like,
this interview is getting you out in the open, so now everybody can see you. It's giving you a spotlight. And
it's crazy. I crave that. I'm almost like not like a paradox, but I'm almost like I want it. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, I want it. I'm scared of it.
Well, speaking of this subject of being disconnected and reemerging, I'm gonna play Disconnected. Sound good?
Yes. The flow on this one is crazy, dude. They ain't ready. I'm ready. They're not ready.
Okay, so what's different about this song?
This one ties the whole thing together. Hence why it's the last one. It kind of it lifts the veil on what I'm saying, because I speak in little spells and like in little ways. I speak what I say. I mean what I say, but the way I say it doesn't sound the way that I meant it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You following me? You know, like I'll speak in riddles in a way. I'll speak in a way.
And I said what I meant, but I didn't really mean it. So here we go.
That's faithful, 100%.
Disconnected to all I know and do, yeah. Misdirection, no one knows the truth, no. Disrespectful is out of me and you, yeah. Undetected from all my demons, dude. I'm disconnected to all I know and do, yeah. Misdirection, no one knows the truth, no. Disrespectful is out to me and you, yeah. Undetected from all my demons, dude. You can find me well on my shit, just sign me that or I'ma cry like a bitch. Not just playing, these cats got shit for brains. Someone put them down right quick, they die and they quit. Looking for an out, well I could be it. Who's flyer than this? Fuck flyers. Give me duct tape, 2 blades, pair of pliers, and I could be rich. I'm straight from the path, kept steady minded. No guide in this bitch, you can fight with what coincides then decided from this. It's go for broke, no chains, one plane, sons of dope to smoke. Brothers insane, I'm afloat the boat. Big boss non-stop, I'ma choke your throat. Call me to Papi Cholo, yo. Disconnected to all I know and do, yeah. Misdirection, no one knows the truth, no. Disrespectful is out of me and you, yeah. Undetected from all my demons, dude. I'm disconnected to all I know and do, yeah. Misdirection, no one knows the truth, no. Disrespectful is out to me and you, yeah. Undetected from all my demons, dude. Can't stop this fam, cuss when I bust with my cock in hand. I walk with a strut, I'm a stud so proper, damn. Don't need no gang or awkward clan, myself and I, bro, me's the man. I stay so high like aeroplanes, no narrow path. I take my time, then brings it back. With the wicker rap, with the shit and fat. Cook from a lab, I'ma never quit. Keep kicking jabs, I'ma snap the backs. Give a man a chance, won't miss a sec. If I can get my hands to take the breath and make the step to whoop that ass. Murking beats and making cash. Desert the streets, then fake your flash. Disconnected to all I know and do, yeah. Misdirection, no one knows the truth, no. Disrespectful is out of me and you, yeah. Undetected from all my demons, dude. I'm disconnected to all I know and do, yeah. Misdirection, no one knows the truth, no. Disrespectful is out to me and you, yeah. Undetected from all my demons, dude.
Hey.
All right, that's cool. I love the vibe. Who makes your beats?
So the ones that I really like are Alive, and Disconnected. Both those beats are from. Gotta look at his name. I freaking just blinked it. But he's one guy that I really like. Let me see. Gotta go to my app. Because I think I actually just got another beat from his ass because he's a badass. Caddy, Kaddy. Everybody, if you have the BeatStars app, look up Caddy. That guy sells nothing but the freshest shit, and you can find him on YouTube. You could, I mean, if you make little freestyle videos like me, he's a very open guy. He sells very affordable beats, and so Caddy's one of my favorite. And then some of my beats. Just because I got a family, got to, support things one way. I do buy from this one person called $1 Beats, but you know what, dude? Them beats on a bargain are ridiculously fire. That I can't argue, man. I spent $10 on a beat. I've spent $130 on a beat. Both of them have done great to, in their own way.
Right, right.
But Caddy is the main man. He's the one that produces Disconnected, and he produced Alive.
Nice. Yeah, he's good. It's good. Shout out to Caddy. Any other shout outs? We're going over an hour. We're about ready to close it up. Is there anything else you want to share? Anything coming up? Any events or people that
Let's see. So I've definitely shouted out Zeke. Thank you so much for getting me in touch with these two. Shout out you guys for just having me and just having a great conversation. I look forward to at least coming and seeing you guys in person. Like I said, I swear I've seen you at Liquid Joe's. We'll have to like run through some shit and see.
Okay, so like, when do you think you saw us?
What year was that?
And who are you talking about, me or Sunny?
I saw both of you. I did a show for I think I opened up for Sadie that night. That was her show. And do you guys remember Amari or his name was Mari Hollows?
What year was it?
It was probably 2018, 2019.
I think
Mari, huh?
Mari.
That was the headliner?
Yeah, it was Mari Hollows. He was the headliner that night, and we had Sadie there. I brought Tyler Darger. I brought Zeke over that night. And I think I remember you. You know Tyler Darger, don't you?
I think I know Tyler.
He does tattoos.
Okay.
I think I know Tyler.
And he does. Me and him run a little music thing together every now and again called Underrated Talent, and that's what we used to host our shows under.
Okay.
Tyler. I think I know Tyler.
I ran around with a lot of those guys, so I swear I saw you, Meduzi. I saw you holding a camera, and you flipped it over, and you asked me like, "You got a good angle?" Because you got my whole performance, and that was during.
Was that
album.
Loading Dock or?
It looked like this at the time.
Okay.
Uncle T. Who's Uncle T?
Yep,
Okay.
Uncle T. That's my boy right
now. Separate times because Sunny and we met in person officially in.
What was it like?
2021. Yeah. So
and it had to be just you, Meduzi, because I remember you holding the camera and you flipped it over. And you were standing. It was before Liquid Joe's remodeled too.
Okay. I remember this. It was like right when I moved here because I
came and talked to me afterwards, and you were like, "You sound unique," and I was like, "We'll have to get in touch."
That's cool. So I was part of Underground Wicked Radio. That's probably how you knew me from before. And I'm sorry, it just like. A lot happened at the time, so I can't remember everyone I met. But it must have been like the first show I went to when I moved here.
Probably. Yeah, because it wasn't a very big show. We were doing very low tone because it's when I was leaving the loading dock. I wasn't doing any shows over there anymore. And I was working hand in hand with Zeke. I was getting everything. It was when what the hell is his name? Joe Smoke. Is when Joe Smoke was in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember Uncle T now. Okay. Zeke just reminded me. I remember Uncle T now.
So 2018 was the last time we performed at Liquid Joe's, I believe. So I moved to Salt Lake in I've lived here before, but I moved back the summer of 2018.
Okay, so yeah, it had to have been when you first, because I think that's when I was doing that. Was back when I was living in my apartments, and I was just barely getting back into. I just had my second boy, so I was starting to do a lot of shows at Liquid Joe's, and I did a good handful promoting this album. You could find this one on SoundCloud. I don't have this one on any of the big stuff like Spotify or anything like that. This is before I learned all those tricks, but this is the album I was working on during that time, and that one actually built a lot of my fan base that I wasn't aware of. I walk into Walmarts and there's kids that are like, "Oh my gosh, you're Dre Rage," and I'm like, "Dude, what?" I'm like,
"That's cool." That is cool to be recognized. Like
album. I did a recovery day. A recovery day. I worked with what the hell was it? Conflicted Entertainment. And we did a performance for Recovery Day, and it's the first time I was ever asked for autographs by a bunch of soldiers that were being stationed out there, sent out the next day, and they loved us, and they asked me for my autograph on my CDs, and I was selling CDs out of a CD case, and I just was handing them out, and they asked me for signatures, and my first time ever doing an autograph, dude. I felt so silly. I was like, what?
Don't you love moments like that as an artist? You have those magic moments at the most random times that you least expect,
dude,
when you get swarmed by fans.
But yeah. I don't think I have anyone else other than, I've got we mentioned Matt. Another one of my, I think I pulled this out just because I want to show it. Another one of my big inspirations. I noticed a lot of people at Liquid Joe's are into the ICP scene and stuff. Some of my music's a little bit horrorcore, but these guys are the biggest inspiration to me. Is Twisted.
Oh,
okay. That's sweet.
Dude, I love Twisted. So I mean, I just wanted to make sure that I put that in there because those guys are insane. And Jamie is the best. I just got Monoxide's album, the Chainsmoker 2, on vinyl, so I could listen to it on vinyl. Dude, I love that shit.
Oh yeah, that's a good album. There definitely a lot of talent, and it's sad how there was a lot of division, or there still is a lot of division.
Right. No, it sucks, but honestly, dude, I tip my hat to those guys all the time because they don't stop. They just keep going. I'm a little left to their rock stuff. Some of the rock stuff really stands out. The newer one, I'm a little iffy on, but I think they're a really huge inspiration on showing that it doesn't matter how old you are, know what you're doing, how long you've been doing it. As long as you're hungry, you can keep making it. Because those guys have been around since I was just a tiny little kid, man. And they're still inspiring me to this day. And so I love it.
And they're still high energy.
Oh, yeah, dude. I haven't gone to one of their shows yet, and I need to.
Mm-hmm. So, okay. Well, that's dope. So we want to thank you for getting on this interview tonight. And Dre Rage TV, it has been an honor to get to know you, and we're gonna have to meet up. You should come you get out to shows. We have all ages shows. We have one coming up at the Mutiny on the 31st of May. You can bring your kids.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I do a lot of glass for a living. So just as long as I get off on time. What time are they? Later shows?
Yeah,
on the 31st, it's Saturday, and doors usually open at 6 for the outdoor show.
Oh, then we're fine, dude. Just count me in.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'll be there.
Yeah, I'll hook you up with the ticket. It's only $10, and under 12, it's free. So your kids would be free.
Right. So, I'd love to come there just to meet you guys and hopefully be able to make some future plans on doing some stuff just out here locally.
Yeah, OvaDose is performing as well.
And our set is going to be so sick, you guys. You have to go. It's only $10, and we are excited what we're going to do. Fucking excited. We have a lot of features.
Incredible. We have something special planned.
Very, very special. We've got that's all I'm going to say.
You have to be there to see it.
We don't want to steal the show or anything, but this is for 801. You know what I mean? This is like
no, you were just fine. I was just gonna say, anyone that came on here for me, make sure that you guys give these guys a like, give these guys a follow. They gave me a great platform to come and talk on and kind of let everyone know who I am. Thank you guys so much. You guys have no clue what you guys actually have done for me with this alone. Like you said, one thing that I'm stressing on is building that fan base and having that support because. The way I feel and what I hear from other people is that I don't sound like shit. I sound good. I just need to be heard and I just need people to support me. I just need people to back me up and be like, hey man, check out this kid. And so just you guys alone.
Okay.
Giving me this opportunity is amazing.
What platforms should people look to find you
on Spotify, on YouTube?
Everything. Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, I think Apple Music's thing. I thought those were the two same things, but either way, you can find me on everything. I'm literally on whatever you got. Deezer. I'm on Amazon for some freaking reason. I'm literally
you guys like him.
That's hey, Amazon's fucking about it. I'm on Amazon.
If you're on Amazon, you're good, man.
Hey, if you're looking to shop,
wondering what I said. Look up Genius. I'm on Genius.
And looking at stupid shit.
Trying to find a shower
Dre
head
Rage
or some
TV.
shit.
Let's buy Dre Rage TV's album. Like, come on.
Dude, run that shit up. Yeah, look me up on Google. I come up as an artist. So, I mean, you just gotta look up that name, and it'll give you everything you need. I got a flow page. Check out my flow page. If you see me locally, I got some business cards in the works. That way you guys be able to scan. Just look me up on Google, dude. You'll find everything you want. Everything that it comes to music, I'm there.
Show the love and support. That is.
Make sure you tune in to Zoetic Radio to hear Dre Rage TV.
If you want to find my radio, it's not like here's my radio. I'm not like blasting it to everyone because I am built up with more music. I just started it in January, and everybody that I interview, I put on the radio. And anybody who's local who wants to be heard, I put it on there. So I'm getting it to build before I really launch it. But if you go on the Zoetic Productions Facebook page, it's pinned at the very top. There's the QR, everything you need. You can just click on that link and it'll take you right to the radio. So anyways, mad love. OvaDose, thanks for all the love. King Madness, it was great to meet you. Stephanie Gonzalez.
All the fam that tuned in.
That's my wifey. Shout out to her. She is
Third Eye, that's our boy.
Spencer, what's the other one? Dylan.
We got Fox Decipher.
Fox Decipher.
I just want to shout out people because Christina White, I appreciate you. OvaDose, if there was a contest today, you would have won it for the most comments. But we don't have any prizes unless the artist wants to give out a prize. Then we'll have
John Renza.
Like if you want to give out merch or anything in an interview, if you want to come back next time, that's up to you if you want to give out merch or something. But Dre.
Stephanie, thank you for tuning in, Stephanie.
That's my wife. I want to give a big shout out. The whole reason I'm sitting here.
Yes.
Shout out to wife.
She's the wife. This woman probably holds you up, right? Stephanie. She has a name.
Sorry. I said Stephanie.
You said the wife. She has a name.
I said her name.
Yep, that's my wife, Stephanie. Thank you so much, baby. Thank you guys so much. Thank everyone for coming on. I unfortunately don't have any prizes or anything, but I do. I would like to get back on sometime soon. I've got a new song coming out called "Dead to Me." That will be out very soon. It's a very heartfelt track. It's gonna tug at your heartstrings, and it is directed towards a certain somebody. I'm not gonna say names, but it is one of those ones that you're like, oh shit, dude, that's rough.
Is that for okay, cool. Hey, when you want to get back on, I can just kind of promote it when you drop it. I don't know if you guys have noticed, sometimes I get on and I just do a little promotion for recent drops. If you guys need that, just let me know. And this is all 801 Love, all for networking, all for the music. So we want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much. Shout out to you, Dre Rage TV.
Thank you.
And don't go into a rage and break your TV. Don't I'm just going to lecture you for a few minutes. No. If you want to go out in the desert and shoot TVs, we can do that. But we got to hang out. We got to get together. It'll be dope.
That'll be dope.
So mad love, and everybody have an amazing night.
All right. Peace out, everybody.
Thank you guys so much.